Hello everyone, and welcome to a Christmas episode of RiesKitchen. Because I'm here in Australia, we're making something that's a little bit more Aussie flavoured than I've done in previous years. Today we're going to be making a tropical tiramisu. Not too many ingredients, so let's get straight into it, shall we? What I have in front of me is a lime, icing sugar, thickened cream, mascarpone, gorgeous mangoes, passion fruit, orange juice, and savioti biscuits. In my case, gluten-free ones, of course. So first up, we're going to prep our mangoes. Of course, you can buy already chopped up mango in the freezer section of your supermarket, but there's nothing like a fresh mango. It is, however, a bit messy, so be prepared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to cut a mango. Now, a mango, if you have, you can see it's got the thinner end. And if you have that at the top, you'll see that there is quite some curve. What we're going to do is slice the cheeks off. We're going to come down about 1 centimetre from the apex of that curve, and I'm just going to slice through. If you hit the pip, you know about it, because you won't get your knife straight through. You can see there we've got the cheek of the beautiful mango, and I'm going to do the same thing. So about 1 centimetre from the apex wide, and down I've come. And you can see there I've come really close to the pip, and the pip's just here. It's that white hard bit, and you could hear it a little bit as I was cutting through, but that's fine. So with this piece now, I'm just going to cut through it, and I'm just going to peel it. When you're purchasing your mango, you want it firm to the touch but soft. You want it to give a little bit. That tells you that it's ripe and right to use today. And the knife just moves straight through it like butter. Now the pip part, there is quite a fair bit of fruit on this still that I can just slice off, as you can see. And then for our cheeks, I'm just going to very carefully, because I don't want to actually pierce through the skin, I'm just going to run my knife down, and I'm going to do it in small squares. And once you've done that and you've got that checkerboard effect, you can just turn it inside out. And now we can easily take the fruit off. Now I'm going to chop, because I'm serving today these in small glasses, I just want the fruit actually really quite small pieces. So that would fit on a teaspoon, which is what I imagine people will be using to eat these. Okay, so let's get started on our cream layer. So first up, I'm just going to pour the cream into this big jug, add our icing sugar, and then zest this lime onto it. Now I'm going to whip this till it's quite thick, as if it were piping, but not turning it into butter. So I've got the peaks. Now we're just going to pop our gorgeous thickened cream. You just see all those lovely flecks of lime through it. And I'm going to fold our mascarpone through this. How rich that looks. Just yum. So just a really gentle action. So let's talk about our savioti biscuits to start with. So they're lovely and crisp. It really doesn't matter in this dish if they're broken in the bottom of the pack. But by fluke, I have a pack that's all whole. Now, if I was making this one dish that I was taking to share, as you can see, they fit perfectly in my lasagna dish. And I would lay them down and make our layers. But today, I'm going to be putting them in these little glasses. And so, I'm just going to pour my orange juice in here. If you were adding any alcohol, this is where you would add it as well, in with your orange juice. And with each biscuit, I'm just going to put them in and dip and pull them out. If you leave them in too long, you'll end up with an absolute soggy mess, like trying to dip your biscuit into a cuppa. So I'm just going to do 3 or 4 to start with, and then I'm going to cut them up to pop them into my glass. Now, as we're putting this together, remember that you want it to look really good from the outside. So be very conscious, not just what it looks like in the top of the glass, but also from the side of the glass. So I'm going to cut my biscuit. If I put it in, you'll see it doesn't quite feel all of my glass, so I need another strip. And I'm going to need another bit on the other side just because of the shape of biscuits and glass, to make sure that there's a solid layer of biscuit. Now, passion fruit, if you're buying it in a tin, is very watery, and so you will need to strain the liquid and the pulp and separate them. You can just use the pulp for this part of the recipe. But if you're buying a fresh passion fruit, there's different kinds, and you can see I've got two different varieties here. You want the heavy ones. The heavy ones are the ones that are going to have the most amount of pulp in them. So as I cut this one now, look at that, it's absolutely beautiful. For each one, each glass and each layer is going to have half a passion fruit. As you can see, it gets a bit fibrous-y. I don't want to waste any of it, but it's important to then put half in a bowl and loosen it up before we then put it on our glass. And so literally each glass then, making sure that we drizzle passion fruit down around the edges. We want to be able to see those luscious seeds through the glass, that it looks good from the side. So now we get to use our luscious mango, making sure that we have a really good layer all around the edge, and of course some in the middle. Now we're up to our mascarpone layer. You can of course now just spoon it in, but I'm too messy and I end up with stuff all over the glass. So I'm actually going to pipe it in, and I just have my large plain nozzle on. And it just means I get it there without messing up the glass too much. Okay, so just pipe a small amount into the middle of each one. So now we do the next layer, which is exactly the same as before. So again, chopping our soggy biscuits. And now we can see it all starting to come together. So the next layer of passion fruit. So last layer of mango, just as before. Now the last step is to put our mascarpone on top, nicely around the edge. Now these need to go into the fridge to set, and that'll take about 6 hours or overnight, so perfect for it to eat tomorrow. And then just before serving, we're going to put some more passion fruit on top just to help pop that colour. As usual, can't wait. So for all the details of today's recipe, don't forget to check out my blog at the link below. But as always, the best bit is in the eating. The mascarpone is so rich and decadent, and the pop of the passion fruit and the mango. This is truly a very special Christmas dessert. So from all of us here at RiesKitchen, Miles and I, wishing you and your family a very safe and Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year. Till next time everybody, ciao.